There's something about holding on to things that has a certain charm to it. It feels like holding home, not wanting to let go. Knowing that no matter how many times you re-enter the room that you want to be in, no one's there. And the only person in that room is kind of like a half version of your past and like a weird middle ground. I don't really know where I'm at in life. I feel like I've talked a big game about moving forward and changing and how nothing's ever linear. And I get really upset when it's not linear. I wish I could go from point A to point B with no hard feelings or really bad days or missing my friends or, missing old things or not feeling alone. But it's hard. It's really difficult. And for the past couple of years, I feel like I mourn more and more and more. And it's chained me to such a weird post. These are my own shackles. These aren't like given to me. At one point they were. But being free and not knowing how to handle that and watching how much change happens when you're about to be 20. I don't talk to a lot of my friends anymore. A lot of my closest friends and I aren't as close as we used to be. And I genuinely hate it. I wish some of them would reach out and we would reestablish things. I don't know if people are busy or if, I'm not the same person or I'm not as good as a friend aging up, right? It's these little things that sound so irrational to think like, no, these guys are your friends. They just have busy lives. Start to get to you. I love using the gym as an example because it's the one thing that I've been able to cling to. The one part of my life that I feel like I have started and I have progressed in. And then I look at the other areas of my life where I feel like there's no presence of progression. It always feels like an amalgamation of lessons, figuring out where to take them. So friendships being a big part of it. There's a quote of in Kagurabachi, it's a manga that I read, where it's like, you can only get good at a certain point. There's a bar to where your life is, but by continually to sharpening your blade, that's when you can actually feel the extent of like the maximum potential of something. And I kind of feel like the thing with friendships is it's a consistent thing. You have to have a good social life, and that has to keep going for you to be reminded of how good friends are and like your love for friends. It's like, having like 8 months of very good progress in something, and then taking 2 months off, and then going back and you start in this mundane routine of not really growing. It's like those days where you are sharpening your sword very well, and then suddenly not having anything to remind you of that, not having those moments where you actually feel the experience is where that high ends, and you go back to a baseline. And I feel like chasing that high is kind of the point of life. You always kind of want to raise it. You don't always want to be at your baseline. You kind of want to be chasing things to be, to get better at something, to challenge yourself, to enjoy yourself, to just live, be you. But it's hard. It's always been hard. I've made 200 of these. At the beginning, I was an amalgamation of the YouTubers that I like, whether it was Ludwig, Jay Schlatt, Moist Critical, whatever. It doesn't matter. Commentary styles, what I enjoy, how I want to talk, what I want to talk about, mesh together. And I didn't upload a single one. I've uploaded 2. I recently uploaded my second one after an entire year hiatus. I then used kind of this base. I exited the high that I was in while recording videos and uploading, or the upload, and I kind of started using voice memos or commentary as a way of complaining and not so much commentating, like being a little more careful and a little more precise with my words. I recorded something prior to this that I was going to upload and edit, but I decided not to. I decided that this felt like more like a rant and less like a video that I would like to present myself at. Ever since I was a kid, YouTube has been a big dream of mine. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber and to create something, have a platform where I could just do anything. And, in my head, nowadays, I'm like, that'd be so cool. I get to do a bunch of new things. I get to document it, piece it together, and grow something. But the ideas always seem better in my head than in execution. I always fumble, and I don't really know how to get past difficult points. But then you get to those points, and it's not that bad. It just takes a little more out of you to get there. And so this is my attempt of redoing that. Every single day is going to be a new day. And I'm thankful for that. A year from now, my problems are going to be completely different. This version of me is going to have a whole other thing to deal with. And these issues probably won't even be a mention in the depth of whatever is going on. Or it might, but just in a different way. I want to refocus. I need to put a lot of things down. And I don't have a lot right now. You know, moving into my 20s, I'm about to be 20 in a couple of months. I really realized that I'm only young for so long. And I really want to make the most out of this. No matter how high I get or how low I sink, I want to at least have a couple of good memories that are a little more than just staying in my room. I'm losing a lot of friends, and I'm not so confident about the experiences that I've had. And the words that come out of my mouth may not be the most experienced. But again, the whole point of this video is talking about the difficulties of self-belief and not knowing how to navigate things, and that being the whole point of this. That at the end, it is what it is. And that's life for you. I appreciate the people in my life now. And I definitely think that I'm not the most vocal. I'm a very socially inept person at times. And there are a lot of things that I can do better on. And I want to. And I think I will. But until then, thanks for listening. And happy holidays.